Hey guys, it's Camille from Chicken Scratch and Sniff. I wanted to give you a few pointers on the lanterns that we're going to be making in a couple of weeks to talk about the 3 degrees of glory. You could carve a pumpkin if you wanted. That's kind of where my mind went because I'm kind of excited for the fall and for Halloween and everything. But obviously a pumpkin's not going to last from September to Halloween. So I'll show you how we did these lanterns, okay? The ones that I have, are the canning cans, food storage cans that we used. We have a bunch, and so that worked for us. But I made the patterns a couple of different sizes, so that I think there's 2 or 3 different sizes that you could pick on. So you could do it like on a normal, regular sized can, or you could do it on like a really big thing if you wanted. So depending on what you want to do. So with these, the only one it really matters what direction you put it in is the star. So my husband helped me out with this and he didn't realize that I wanted them this way. And you know, you could use it that way, but it bugs me that this is on the bottom. So it goes this way, but really it works either way because you just put the candles underneath and it really doesn't matter. But just a tip if you want to keep them all the same way. The other ones really, it doesn't matter if you turn them either way, they look good either way. So just tip that. So each one, there's a star, a moon, and a sun to go with the degrees of glory. And so you can use these to talk about obviously the 3 kingdoms, but you can also talk about resurrected bodies when you're using these, because the resurrected bodies, depending on where they are going to have different degrees of brightness and of stuff like that. So when you put your candles in these, you can put like 1 candle in this one, but 3 candles in the sun one, and kind of show the different degrees that way. So when you do these, you want to fill these all the way up with water and freeze it to the top. It's better to have it popping out than it is for it to be less, okay? So let me see if I have, an example that I could show you on this one. So on this one, my husband did the circle and then I ended up doing the outside of it. And so when he was doing the circle, he chipped away some of the ice that was inside and it wasn't filled all the way up anyway. And so what happens is you can still eventually do it. It's just a whole lot harder. So see how I have a bunch of little dents first and then finally I poked through. Like, it's a whole lot harder when you don't have the ice behind it. The ice really, really helps out. So make your life easier and freeze it. And I also recommend, because the ice does chip out, start from the top and work your way down. Like I do a couple, like if it's a design that I really want to make sure I get the outline for, I'll do like a couple around just so I get the basic shape, but then I'll fill in the top and then go to the bottom because the bottom's not going to really fall out. Okay, so that's tip number 1, top to bottom. Okay, now when you're doing projects like these, creativity is all about flexibility, okay? So with this one, for example, he did the circle of the sun first, and then he ripped off the template. And so when it was my turn to finish it, like I had nothing to go off of. So that's why this one, you'll see a bunch of rays instead of the triangles like on the original template that I had made. It turned out fine and it's fine. It's just not the way that I originally planned, and that's okay. So just be creative when you need to be, okay? And that's the next point. So these templates that I have you print off, they're just paper, right? And then you're putting it on something that's frozen. So, which by the way, it just takes a day to freeze these. It's not a big deal. When you put this on the can, it's automatically going to get wet, and that can be a good thing because then it sticks to the can easier, and it's not like you have to hold it on or anything, but it also rips easier. See where the parts of it ripped? So you have to make sure that you hold your nail nice and steady, because you can see how it rips if I miss or let the nail slide. So make sure you hold that nail down and work with the grooves of your can, not against it. So if you're going to be like, either do it in between or like on top, but don't do it like on the middle part between the divot and the top, if that makes sense. So just a few safety tips and pointers there, okay? what else did I want to tell you about these cans? I guess if you have any questions, just let me know. They're fun. They turn out great. You can just put them on your stairs throughout the week as a reminder. Use them as a nightlight. Use them during your lessons to talk about different things. I use these little LED tea lights. They work really easy. These I just got on Amazon. I linked to the one I bought on the blog post. And then you're not going to be able to tell too much since it's light outside, but they shine really well inside, and you can fill it up with as many as you need. Oh, which brings me to my next point. Last point, okay guys. So when you freeze in these, see how the bottom pops out a bit because it needs that extra room? It's okay, don't worry. If you hammer it back down with just your hammer, it's not very hard, doesn't take very long. Just make sure you don't hammer a spot that you don't want to hammer. But you could also, if you turn them upside down like this, it doesn't really matter if they've popped up either. So whichever way you want to go. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Have fun making your lanterns. You can keep them and use them for Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever you want. You know, you can do those luminarios or whatever. Lots and lots of fun. You guys enjoy your Come Follow Me lesson. Bye.